Hi everyone, welcome back to Codecraft Academy channel. If you are coming for the first time, please do hit subscribe and bell icon for more technical tips and tutorials. In the part 1 video, we added some fake data to the Redux store and then displayed them on the main page, that is home page under post section. In the part 2 video, we added a feature to add new posts to the Redux store and display them on the main posts feed page. Okay, in this video we are going to add a new feature to view a single post entry on its own page. To achieve this, we will add a new single post page component to our post folder. Let me add it. Under post folder, let me add one more component, that is single post page. So we create or we design this component so to display the post on its own page. So we will use React Router to show this component when the page URL looks like /posts, like if you see, like when the page URL looks like /post/123 like this, where 123 is the ID of the post, the post will show on its own page. Okay, for this let me start with designing single post page component. So here what exactly we want to show is, we want to show the post content, that is post title and then content on separate page. Okay, for that we should first get the post ID. Okay, for this post, to get the post ID, we will make use of use params to get the post ID from the route path. Use params is a hook provided by the React Router that is used to access the URL parameters defined in the route paths. Okay, this gives access to the parameters passed in the URL path. Okay, now we got the post ID. We extract the post ID from the URL when we navigate, and the URL should look like, let me add comments. Okay, the URL should be like this, and then so the path will be /post and then the post ID /post ID. Okay, now the thing is, we got the post ID. From the post ID, we all the posts are available in the Redux store, right? So from the Redux store we fetch all the posts and then we find the post which is matching to this post ID. Okay, for that what we are going to do is, first let's get the all the posts from the Redux store. Okay, okay, to get the state from the Redux store, we use selector, for which we pass the entire state of the Redux store, and then we fetch the specific data based on our requirement. Now here we want only posts data, so now I'm fetching the all the posts into post variable. So now what we have to do is, we should use find method on this array and then get the post which is matching to the post ID which we got from the URL path. Okay, for that what I'm going to do is, I simply use find method. Find post where the post.id equals to post ID. So Now we got the post which we want to display on page. Now let's start. See, the thing is here, let me format this. Here it is possible that we might not have the matching post entry in the store. If that happens, the find function will return undefined instead of an actual post object. Okay, our component needs to check for that and handle it by showing page not found message on the page. Okay, for that let's add the logic which will check whether the post is empty or not. If it is empty, just display page not found, otherwise we should render the post content. Okay, for that, if post just return for styling I'm using Tailwind CSS. Post not found. Okay, so if post is empty, we simply do a message on the page saying that post not found. Let me add style here. Now we are done with the check. If the post is empty, then we check and then display the respective message. If it's not empty, then we should render the post content on the page. Okay, for that what we're going to do here is we simply section, insert section, I'm going to add article tag here. First is title, that is h2, post dot title, and then second is content. Okay, let me add styling to this. The same what we added here, except the then for article sorry, border color gray, and then rounded medium, padding 4, shadow SM. Okay, in the similar way for h2, increase the font size to XL, font bold format, and then margin bottom 4. Okay, similar way for post content, text color gray, and then margin bottom 4. Okay, now that we have the single post page component, we can define a route to show it and add links to each post on the front page feed. Okay, see, on the front page what we are doing is we are displaying all the post here, right? So now what we are going to do is we are implementing a functionality to show each post on a single page on its own page when user wants to see it. So for that, let me add route. Let me add a route. So what we have to do is, for that, let's save this and then go to app.jsx. So inside app.jsx, I'm going to add a route. So this is one route, and the second route is path. As I said earlier, it's slash posts slash, the ID is dynamic, right? So dynamic ID representation will be like colon post ID. Okay, this is the dynamic parameter representation. So now on the element is, what we want to display is single post page. So when we click on, or when the user navigates to this path, we want to display this component. Okay, let's save this. So now we are done with adding a route to the single post page component. Now what we have to do is we should update the post list component to include link that routes to the specific post. As I said, right? So in order to see this post on its own page, we should have some links, right? For that, let me add, or let me update the post list component and add one button to view the post, that is view post. Okay, for that, let me go to the post list component here. Here what I'm going to do is, inside section, here what we are displaying, one is post ID, post content, and then post title. So inside here we want to display one button, and then inside button we should add a link to, whenever a user clicks on that link, he should be navigated to the respective post on a single page. Okay, for that, let me add here div, inside div let me add a link. So this link is coming from the React Router DOM package. So what we are going to do, what we are going to pass to link is two properties. One is to, and then 2 is the enough. So let me pass to. What we want to say is, whenever we click on this, let's say, let me add here, sorry, let me add the content first, that is view post. So what I want to do is, whenever we click on this view post, I want to navigate the user to the single page post component. Okay, for that I'm telling navigate user to this path, navigate user to post.id. See, if you see here, we already getting the post data from the use selector based on the, we are getting, see, if you see here, we have access to post ID. So we simply make use of that post ID and then navigate the user to the single page. For each post, we will get a post ID. Okay, and then post ID, that's it. When we click on view post, user should be navigated to this path. So let me add some styling here. Class name, margin bottom 4. In the similar way, for link, let me add class see, we should use backticks, not double quotes, when we are using templates, string templates, literal. Okay, Yep. Now class name, sorry, what I did. Inline block, BG blue 500, text white, padding on x-axis 4, padding on y-axis 2, rounded, medium. So and then and however we want to display some different color, so for that hover over BG blue 600. Let's save this now. Okay, I think we haven't imported link from React Router DOM. Yep. See, now we got we actually added view post button to each post, and when we click on this view post, the user will be navigated to this path. Okay, and then the respective content will be shown on that single post page. So for that, what we have, see, if we click on here, right, see, now I'm able to see first post on its own page, and then let's say here we have one problem. So when we navigate to the single page of each post, we don't have a mechanism to go back to the main page. So for that, I actually initially added a placeholder where I can add a link now, so that we can click on that link to go back to the main page. Let me add that in the navbar section. Go to navbar. Here we added a placeholder right here. Just replace this with link, and then post link. We should specify the to property for link, that is just root path. Sorry. Let's save. Okay, again we should import here. Yep. Now if you see here, we have a menu item, that is post. If I click on here, I should go back to the main page where we are displaying all the post data. See here, now we came back to the main page when we click on here. In the similar way, if you want to see this, just click on here and then again come back here. So with this, we are done with adding a feature to show a post on its own page. Now let's see how to edit a post which is there, and then save the content and then display the updated data. Okay, now for that, let's add a edit post form component. Okay, for that, let's go back here, click on here, edit post form .jsx. Okay, inside here what we are going to do is we should add a form to edit, or to give a ability to edit the post and then save back to the Redux store and then display the updated data. So for that, what we are going to do is, in order to update, first we should have a reducer. Okay, first we need to update our post slice to create a new reducer function and an action, so that the store knows how to actually update post. So for that, let's go to the create slice, which we created in the previous videos. Where it is, yeah, here we should add, we already have a one reducer, that is post added reducer. Now we want to add one more, that is post updated reducer to update the post. Okay, for that let me add, or let me name it like post updated, which takes again two parameter, that is current state and then action. Okay, see, in order to update any post, what all we need is, we need three parameters. One is the ID, post ID, and then title, and then content, right? So we anyway pass these data when we trigger the action. So whatever the data or object which we pass to the reducer when you trigger the action will be stored into action in the form of action.payload. Okay, so now what we have to do is, first thing is we should extract all the data which we passed. So for that let me add, that is, we should extract ID and then title and then content. Okay, that is from action.payload. And then next thing is get the post which is matching with the ID which we pass when we trigger the action. Why? Because we want to update that post with the latest content, right? So first get the post. For this, existing post equal to state dot, why? Because we have all the post data in state variable, and then use find. Inside find, what we want to do is we should loop through all posts and find the post which is matching with the ID which we passed when we trigger the action. Okay, for that, post dot ID equal to ID. Why? Because we extracted all the object data which we passed to the action.payload into these three variables, that is ID, title, content, and then we are getting the post which match with the ID which we passed in the object when we trigger the action. Okay, once we get the existing post, check if it's not empty, that means we have a data in that. Okay, that if it's empty, we don't do anything, right? We simply return nothing. So if it's not empty, what we want to do is we should update the title as well as content. Okay, for that, what we want to do is existing post dot content equal to content, and then this content, and then title, we should update the title as well, equal to, okay. With this, we are done with the updating the title as well. Now the next thing is, what we want to do is we want to implement the edit post form, so that from where we can pass the updated data to the Redux store, and then Redux store will inform the UI, and the UI will render the latest data from there. Okay, yep, let's start with the, sorry, we forgot one more step. We should export the action creator which got created with the adding of post updated reducer. So for which, let's simply add here post updated. Okay, so that we can import, and why it is post, where it is 1942. Why it's throwing error there? sorry, I missed. Yep. Okay, now we are done with the adding post updated reducer to the Redux store, that is a post slice, that is create slice function call. Now let's add edit post form. Okay, let me go to the edit post form, where it is. So here first we should do is, as I said earlier, first we should get the ID of the post from the URL. Const post ID, use params. Once we get the ID, next thing is we should fetch, or we should retrieve the respective post which matches with the post ID, so that we can update that post and then send it back to the Redux store. Okay, post equal to use selector state dot posts. Okay, let me do one thing. Okay, let me get all posts and then find the post which we want. Find post dot id equal to post dot id. Okay, now we got the access to post id. The next thing what we have to do is, we should make use of, see, when we click on edit post, what we have to do is, we should first capture the data of existing post and then display there on the edit post form, and then based on user update we should update the respective content. So for that, what we have to do is, we should first use two use state parameters or variables, so that we can get hold of the data of the post. Okay, for that what I'm going to use, I'm using use state hook. So initially the title of post will be, one sec, here we should keep here post dot title. Okay, post dot title, and then in the similar way it's an array, not object. Content, set content also into use state post dot content. Now we get hold of these two, that is title and content. Now let's start displaying them on the edit post form. Okay, here let me add section first. Insert section, first is header, that is to display the header. Edit post section and then whites in. Okay, let me first see whether it's getting displayed or not. So what we have to do is whenever we go to the for that, what we have to do is we should add a one more link when we navigate to the single page of each post, where we can give a ability to user to edit post. That is, when we click on here, you should have a edit button here. So for that, let me go on. Okay, what is this error? Okay, understood. Yep. So here we should add a edit post, right? So let me go and add in the single post page one more link, that is edit post. Okay, now this is okay. Now inside here, what I'm doing is I'm adding div, inside div link name should be edit post, and then property to be 2. So when we click on view post, we should navigate to different path. The user should be navigated to different path. That is, wait one sec, let me add laterals. Okay, the path is edit post / post id. Okay, post id. So when user clicks on this edit post, we defined it, right? Yeah, if you see here, we got the edit post button, but let me add some style to this so that it looks good. Okay, inline block, class name, okay, inline block, and then bg blue, text white, same which we added here in the post list. Let me copy from there instead of typing everything. See here, now we got the style to the post. So when we click on this, user should be navigated to the path, that is edit post and then post id path, and then display the content. Let's see here whether it's displaying or not. Okay, I understood. Why? Because we haven't added a route to the in the main app.js component. So let me go and add here the one more route, that is just copy this and then here edit post and then post id, same, and then the component is edit post form page. See here, we got the content whatever there inside the edit post form. So we haven't added, I mean, that title and everything, we just showing edit post form, but instead of that we should display title, content, and then we should it should be in a form format, and then one more button, that is update post. Okay, the form is similar to we added one more form, right? I mean in the previous videos, that is add new post form. It will be similar to this. We can change here and there. Let me copy from here and then add. Let me copy everything from here. Till post content. This is title, right? Okay. And then button as well. Okay. It will be same as add new post form except few changes. I will do those changes. Let me come here and then paste it here. So if I save it here, we get few errors. So content is, there is 4320. Okay, what we mentioned here, content T, we get rid of one, then the other is on post, on save post click, right? Okay, instead of that, what we want to do is we just want to update the post. So I replace with update post, and then on click on update, what I want to do is, okay, let me copy that as well from single add post form, that is new post form. What we want to do is, let me copy this, and then where is that edit? So let me add here, so and rename it on save post, on post updated, update click, on post update clicked. What I want to do is, sorry, on post update clicked, what I want to do is I want to dispatch an action. So for that, let me make use of dispatch equal to use dispatch, and then we simply need to replace this with post updated. That is the, see, this is the reducer which we created in the post slice. If you want to see in the post slice, that is what we added, reducer when the post is updated. So for that, we imported this post updated reducer into, that is action creator, into edit post form, and then we are triggering that or we are sending that action whenever we click on update button. Okay, now the thing is we are dispatching title content. Okay, nano id, we haven't imported this. Let me import that from the Redux toolkit. Yes, we imported. Now see, now we are displaying first post. So since we clicked on first post, we are displaying it and then content. But let me change it. Okay, but here let me change and then click on update post. Okay, now I got it. Why? Because whenever we are changing the data, we are not actually capturing the data here. If you see here, set title e dot we, okay, we are setting right, e dot title is there, set title is there. What about the content? Set content is also there. Setting content, okay, let me check the spelling, where it is. And then update this as well, edit post, but when I click on this first post updated, so when we click on update post, what exactly we are doing, we are simply dispatching an action, right? What is wrong here? Okay. We should not do this. Okay. Why? Because we want to display on. So when user clicks on update, it should actually display again the same. That is post data, post and then post ID in the single page. So for that, what we have to do is, sorry, let me make use of, I should actually navigate to the path that is a /post/post ID. For that, what we want to do is, let me add const navigate equal to use navigate from the reactor router DOM, and then use that to navigate. Once we update once we dispatch this post updated reducer, we want to simply navigate post ID. Okay, let me save and then why it's throwing error. We are sending nano ID title content is this set content. So the error is okay. Now I understood. Since because we are updating an existing post, so we are sending a random ID again new. So we should pass the whatever the post we updated. Okay, not the again new ID. Okay, now let me see. Post content updated. First post content. We came to single post display, but why it is throwing why it's not showing the title? Oh, okay, it's showing old only. Let me refresh and then come back. Let me go to posts and then click on view post, edit post, first post updated, first post content updated, and then click on here. Why it's not showing the latest data? The Redux store should trigger or should send a notification to UI, and then what exactly we are doing in the slice. Let me check what we are sending when we change set title e.target.value. Post updated. page. Let me debug what exactly coming into title and content. Let me save, click on edit, go to developer tools, okay, content, updated, click on update post. Yeah, it's coming content updated only, and then we are passing post updated, post id, title, content. We are calling the action here, and then we are coming here. We added correctly everything, then what went wrong here? We did a mistake here. We should remove this. If it's available, then we should update the post. Now let me check. Updated. Yep, correct, cool. We used incorrect logic. Instead of empty, if the condition here is if it's empty, it's going to here. If it's not empty, it's skipping. So it's not like that. Okay, now if you see here, we are able to edit the post. Okay, with this we are done with part 3 video. So if you like the video, please do subscribe and share with your friends and like the video, and drop me in comment section if you need anything else from my side, or if you need any specific topic. I will prepare a video on that as well. Thank you.